Hey, I heard from Will Duffy. Y'all ain't gonna believe it.
No, this guy reminds me of somebody and I can't put my finger on who that person is. But it'll come to me.
I'm gonna make this video real brief this morning, and yeah, I'm gonna get around to that. I heard from Will Duffy, but we're gonna clear the air on a few things, a little housekeeping here first. This video is just a short video regarding Lucky's final experiment, where we offer the people who claim they're looking for truth a chance to come here and pre-gather some information so that they're well informed before they make a horrifically bad mistake and make an announcement on a big blockbuster movie from Netflix and insert further confusion into the populace and confuse the masses some more. So let's get right down to it.
Well, I can't speak for the masses, but you've definitely confused me, so yeah, let's get right down to it. I wish I was cool enough to wear sunglasses indoors. Please subscribe. I've got it. I know who he reminds me of, and it's just the voice.
Y'all ain't gonna believe it.
My name is Mater. That's funny right there.
The biggest mistake of Will Duffy, even though, like I said, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, I think it's more of a critical thinking issue than anything else. I think, he might be at the intelligence level where he thinks, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt. If he's a real person, it's possible that he just has critical thinking issues and thinks that his final experiment is a final experiment.
Yeah? No, I was waiting for a punchline because that has got to be a joke. A flat earther saying that somebody hasn't got critical thinking skills. Seriously?
Here's the big mistake. Anybody that's followed Lucky Haskins channel for a while knows.
Somebody get this man a mirror because he's clearly in love with himself. Why do people refer to themselves in the third person? I just don't get it. Although with that being said, in the case of Mr. Haskins here, it could be a coping mechanism and a way for him to distance himself from the absolute crap he talks in his videos.
That really for the last 10 years, I've been telling everybody, don't latch on to any theoretical model. Don't pretend you know what it is. Replacement of, debunking the globe, of course, requires no replacement.
Hang on, let me get this straight. You want to throw out centuries of scientific observation and experimentation, but you're not offering anything in its place. That's like taking the wheels off your car and saying, oh, well, I don't need to replace him. I just won't drive anymore.
Now, why was that so important? Why was I chirping this for the last 10 years?
Because you're a flat earther who just repeats what he's heard other flat earthers say? I don't know.
Well, today, as we move forward with these final experiments, we get to see why.
I've got a why. Why did you just refer to the final experiments, plural? There's one, and one is really all we need.
Of course, people who seek truth understand the importance and the relative and the importance of what I'm saying and how it relates to the conversation.
Ah, right, so you're not talking to flat earthers then? I mean, you can't be, can you? Because you just said people who are interested in the truth. Well, flat earthers aren't.
The masses are completely confused. They don't know anything about their own belief. That's the entirety of the reason why people still think they live on a globe.
Now, when you say the masses don't know anything about their own model, I'm going to assume that you mean every scientist that has ever done any form of experimentation that has any relationship with the shape of the earth at all is completely wrong and don't know what they're talking about, or as you said, don't understand, reality. Is that your argument?
So let's clear the air here once and for all. The biggest mistake of Will Duffy and all of the Globers and people that don't want truth, they just love their deception.
So that's a yes then.
Okay? Those people who have done that to their own mind, which then affects them genetically, and it.
What the hell are you talking about? So being able to accept the scientific consensus means that you're genetically lacking in something.
Takes over and it becomes a way of life, and they're never willing to go, yeah, the guy was naked, because the entire house of cards crumbles.
No, I'm not sure what being naked has got to do with it, but you are literally describing every flat earther on the internet.
Here's the big mistake these guys are making. They're pretending there's two models.
We are pretending there's two models. I hate to break it to you, Lucky, but we aren't the ones who think we live on an imaginary space pizza.
This entire experiment has nothing, zero, zip to do with two models.
Go to Antarctica. Let me and you go to Antarctica, spend a week there in the summer, and let's see if the sun does a 360-degree circle all the way around us. If so, it's a ball. But if the sun comes in this way and then leaves that way, then it's not.
Now, I don't want to put words in any flat earther's mouth, but Dean Odell is a flat earther, and he just said it's either a ball or it's not. It's a ball or it's not. It's a ball or it's not. Yeah, there's definitely two choices.
That's the deception. That's the whole clown show. That's how they're going to trick humanity. There is only one thing we're testing. Is it a globe or is it not a globe?
Exactly. And if it's not a globe, then it means it's a different shape, which gives you two choices. Can you not even count to two?
All of this stuff, what do flat earthers believe? What do they think it is? The pizza with the dome, a rising earth flying through space. All of these things
are perfectly fair questions. If the earth isn't a globe, then what shape is it?
And that is what the propaganda elite set this all up to, how they set this all up for years to play out. And you can see clearly that the masses and the globies and the blinded masses, the people living in a state of psychosis, false reality, latch right onto that.
Now, admittedly, I could be mistaken here, but I don't think Will Duffy is a member of the elite. I think he's a pastor from a church in Colorado. And it wasn't it was Will Duffy's idea, but his idea was all a response to claims that flat earthers like you have been making for decades.
Yeah, we're going to compare the flat earth and the globe model. That is completely incorrect and false and will never provide any kind of conclusive result. The experiment is this simple. We are trying to prove or disprove the globe. That's it.
Well, that's oversimplifying it a bit, but I'll go along with it for the sake of this video. When the guys are down there for the final experiment, observing what the sun does, if it stays above the horizon and does a 360 above their heads, the Earth is a globe. If it doesn't, then it's a different shape. Now, I would have normally said, then it's flat. But it would seem that flat earthers are doing what they do best, yet again.
We don't get $62 billion a day.
And I don't think Will gets that much money per day to fund the final experiment either. He's put his hand in his own pocket to pay for it. And I know you're probably referencing NASA, and where the hell you got that figure from baffles me. NASA's proposed budget for 2025 is $25.4 billion a year. Not a day, a year.
So it's very important. That's why I call that housekeeping. To get that out of the way, all you globers that are squirming and freaking out, you need to understand this is not about a flat earth model. That's how you're being deceived. It's about the globe earth model and its specific claims. That's it.
I appreciate the concern, but none of us are squirming because we all know that we have reality on our side, whereas flat earthers, not so much. And at the risk of repeating myself for the millionth time, the only reason the final experiment is happening is because Will Duffy noticed a pattern from flat earthers. And until the final experiment became a thing, you all said that it was impossible for there to be a 24-hour sun in Antarctica during the Antarctic summer. And Will said, fine, I'll take you there and show you that there is. Or isn't. Who knows? Well, I know, but you get my point.
Globe proven, globe debunked. That's the entirety of the final experiment. As long as people don't understand that basic, fundamental, basic...
Oh yeah, I understand the basic, fundamental, basic, you know. It's just a shame that flat earthers don't. Because if you were as confident in your position as I am in mine, you would be all for the final experiment. And you wouldn't be trying to discredit it because you're scared of it.
The flat earth model makes no specific claims. There is no flat earth model. All of that would only be theoretical.
Well, of course the flat earth model will only be theoretical, because the flat earth doesn't exist. And isn't it a massive coincidence that now the final experiment is actually happening, you're all saying that you've never had a model?
What we're interested in, what you have to be interested in if you want to discover truth, is actual
Truth? Because it's very helpful.
physical, real observation and experiments. Put them into pieces of the puzzle, figure out if it's a globe or not. But that's it. There is no flat earth model attempting to be defended. There's no such thing as a flat earth model. Most globers don't even realize that the globe doesn't have a model, especially not a working model.
Okay, so what flat earthers are now claiming then, and this comes directly off the back of the final experiment, is that they don't actually know what shape their version of Earth is, but they know for a fact that it's not a globe. That's like me trying to say I'm not bald, I've just got a very high forehead. Nobody's gonna buy it.
They have a big blue ball that they put in your brain. That's it. None of it works scientifically, okay? It's not scientifically verifiable, never was, never will be.
So how is it that we're able to so accurately predict the weather then? How is it that GPS works exactly as you'd expect? And by the way, the G in GPS stands for global. You know, global. The clues are all there.
Only proven by your television, by the claim that we've been to outer space.
So you're one of those flat earthers then. If you haven't seen it for yourself, then it can't possibly be true. Talk about a pathetic argument. That's about the worst one any flat earther ever spouts. If I haven't seen it, how can it be true? Have you not heard of the ISS? And I suppose everybody aboard the ISS is just lying about where they are and what they're doing up there, all while they're looking out the windows and seeing that the Earth is a globe.
Now, Lucky knows we don't go to anything called outer space as it was described to us. Lucky knows this unequivocally because you can't travel using a theory that disagrees with experiment. It's never going to happen. It's impossible.
See, you just did it again. Lucky knows. Stop referring to yourself in the third person, and you know nothing. That much is clear.
That is why all pilots have to fly their plane as if the Earth is flat and motionless.
How do you know, though? Are you a pilot yourself? Have you spoken to a pilot? Because I have, and pilots are required to make micro adjustments so that they can follow Earth's curvature, and they don't need to worry about the Earth rotating underneath them because they're within Earth's atmosphere, which is rotating with the Earth. And if it was what you just said, and that planes have to fly perfectly flat and level because the Earth is flat, we'd have planes flying off the edge of the Earth into space all the time. When was the last time you saw that on the news, Lucky? Oh yeah, that's right. Never.
It's not rocket science, y'all.
And that's probably just as well because you're having enough trouble with regular science.
So there's that. Now, let's get to the next step. If we go down there, if Will Duffy's just a con man and a grifter and this is a big propaganda shit show, like everyone's trying to tell me, then what we can expect is a Netflix movie or maybe even another company. We can expect a big blockbuster movie, probably going to have Neil and William Shatner sitting there with the sun behind them.
Oh, Lucky, listen, how important do you think flat earthers are? Nobody cares. Do you actually think that there's going to be a movie made about the final experiment?
So whatever videos they produce, that'll be nice. But all it's going to take for the blinded masses is a rock star like Neil deGrasse Tyson, one of their gods, to come on TV and say they witnessed the 24-hour sun. That's all it's going to take, and that's probably all they have planned.
Neil deGrasse Tyson and William Shatner have got nothing to do with the final experiment. It's just a happy coincidence that they are going to be down there at around the same time as the guys who are going on TFE.
Next piece of housekeeping. I get lots of Globers saying I'm trying to prevent Will from going to Antarctica.
Now, I don't doubt that flat earthers hope the final experiment doesn't happen, but it's going to. It's a done deal. It's bought and paid for. But if anybody thinks that you have the ability to stop Will from going down to Antarctica with TFE, then you're even more deluded than you seem to be in your videos.
The other day, whilst I was having a beer, I came up with the offer because Will was bugging me about finding curvature, so I finally figured out a way to prove to Will whether or not there's curvature or not, to prove to him.
Right, this should be good.
So he can come here and find out on his own whether or not Lake Kitchigumi is flat and or level. This way, we level the playing field a little bit. We arm him with some information before he goes and makes a huge mistake and misinforms, you know, the entire populace. If he's a con man and a grifter, I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt.
And I bet he's beyond relieved.
This is about debunking or proving the globe. If you guys truly seek truth, all of you globers that are squirming and freaking out right now, if you truly seek truth, then you need to understand that basic premise of science, okay? Actual, real science, demonstrable science.
Yeah, but why should we? I mean, flat earthers don't bother learning anything about science, because if they did, then they would never become flat earthers.
The entirety of the final experiment has nothing to do with any flat earth model. It is simply to prove or disprove the globe model because it makes specific claims.
And all of those claims can be verified by evidence. Can any of you us? Let me answer for you. No, they can't.
Scientists have discovered the moon is in our atmosphere. Oh, finally, after the flat earth, we're telling you that for 8 years. Then science comes out and pretends they figured it out.
So not inside the dome then. Now, I've been doing this for 6 years, and I have never heard a flat earther claim that the moon is inside Earth's atmosphere. Now, recent scientific discoveries have shown that the moon is technically within the outermost reaches of Earth's atmosphere. Specifically, the moon orbits within a region called the geocorona, which is a very tenuous cloud of hydrogen atoms that extends far beyond the Earth's surface. And although this region is incredibly thin and has very low density of particles, it is still technically considered part of Earth's atmosphere. But if you are so deluded as to think that science is only saying that because they copied something a flat earther said, then I'm afraid, my friend, you are beyond saving.
I don't think so.
You didn't think I'd leave without signing off, did you? Shame on you. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'll see you in Friday's video. Love you, bye.